I haven't touched a trumpet in freaking decades.
And that's why you're a virgin. Sorry. Sorry.
I'm sorry, correlation?
Trumpet. It's a metaphor for penis. Sorry.
Oh my god, I'm actually making myself start to sneeze.
That COVID's still being a bitch, isn't it?
No, Connor, COVID is not still being a bitch. I am cured!
I really thought for a second you're going to be like, no, Connor, COVID is not real. Sorry. Well, welcome back to the world of the living, Kevin, and welcome to the audience to Fruity Cereal.
I didn't die, Connor.
What a pity.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling just fine right now, except my nose is a little congested right now, but that's kind of my own fault, so we're just going to ignore that. And as you can see, if you're on the visual, I'm still playing around with my lighting because...
yeah, you've got like heaven's light coming out from behind your bed. What the heck?
Oh, yeah, that's a lamp. That's just a lamp.
Oh, God, Kevin. Wow, you really don't know what comedy is. Anyway, welcome back to Fruity Cereal. I hope you guys enjoyed our special guest, Tori, last week. I had such a blast recording with her. She was so fun, right?
She was, yes.
And we got to have her back sometime to talk about collectible stuff because you and I, that's our area. Oh, my God. Yeah. Accumulating garbage? Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of accumulating garbage, mug of the day. This one, oh my gosh.
Is that Edward Cullen?
No, it's not. Although I could see what this is Captain Hook from Once Upon a Time. Colin O'Donoghue.
That's Captain Hook?
That Kevin, have you never watched the show?
I have.
Okay, no, that is Captain Hook. Portrayed by Colin O'Donoghue.
So why'd they yassify him?
Kevin, we don't question it. We just simp along
and
enjoy the ride.
I am going to question it. Captain Hook shouldn't be sexy.
Kevin, they actually address that in the show. There's a point where Emma says, like, well, you're not going to like the way they portray you in this world. You have a perm and like a handlebar mustache. It's really creepy. And they address the fact that, like, why is he sexy? And it's like, we don't question it. We just.
Okay.
We enjoy what we were given.
Yes, speaking of crappy Disney live action shit,
oh my goodness.
You know, Connor, I'm still mad at you for that last minute homework assignment you gave me.
Okay, can we give a little bit of context for what this okay, first of all.
Here, audience. Hear me, audience. You know what Connor made me do last night? He made me watch the live action Pinocchio remake that just dropped on Disney Plus the other day.
Okay, yes,
and for what?
For content, Kevin. That's what for. Okay.
What content? It's another crappy live action, mediocre CG, whatever, blah blah blah. I don't have the words. It's another mediocre Disney live action remake.
Here's the thing.
It's another one. Bing,
you may not have the words, but I certainly do. I took notes, and we are going to break them down.
What notes?
We'll get to that after you tell us.
They added another character that was completely unnecessary. They censored the beer and the alcohol and cigarettes from Pleasure Island, even though the whole point was that they're supposed to be bad.
Sugar is bad for you, and root beer has sugar.
Oh wow, that's so the same thing.
Here's the thing, Kevin. If you don't want to be funny, I'll be funny enough for both of us. I have notes to talk about, but I would like you to get through. I would like for you to.
You know what? I do have a lot to get through on.
We do have a lot.
So
today's going to be a very heavy episode.
Yeah, there's a lot. So I'll just run through a lot of these. Okay, so first things first. Oh, sorry. In my segment, Sounds Gay, I'm in.
There we go.
Yes, sorry, forgot to say the name. Okay, anyway, so first things first, RuPaul's Drag Race and Queer Eye win big at the Creative Arts Emmys.
Or as we like to call them, the Schmemmys.
I understood that reference.
I did understand. Kathy Griffin, we miss you.
Yeah, well, she's not dead, Connor.
Yeah, but she is canceled, sadly.
Yeah, but we brought her back, though.
Not with that hairstyle. No, we fucking didn't. Oh my God, no. She looks like
Connor,
Carrot Top and Little Orphan Annie had some sort of unholy abomination baby. We don't stand that one. Give us the magic hair.
You really don't want women to age, do you?
Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare flip the script
From last night, what you said about Idina Menzel.
Idina Menzel. Oh, Kevin, we have to take, there's a roadmap we have to follow. We can't just dive right in. Continue your story.
I know. We're just not giving people context. Anyway, so at the Primetime Emmys, September 12th, the first trophies of the year were given out. And it was a big night for our LGBTQ faves, including the Queer Eye cast, who took home the Outstanding Structured Reality Programs for the 5th time. RuPaul also made Emmys history again, taking home Outstanding Host for a reality or competition program for the 7th consecutive year and extending his record as the most decorated Black artist in Emmys history.
Okay, we have to stand.
Yeah,
I mean, I like RuPaul, but that is a big deal. Okay.
Yep.
Also,
really cracks that up.
Is this the award ceremony where Jonathan Van Ness wore that like holographic gown? If you know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, but I did see a photo of the entire Queer Eye cast all posing for a photo, and he's in this like really fancy. It looks holographic, but I could be wrong. But it's like a sleeveless gown, and I was like, okay, I'm like pretty into it. Is there a spider on my computer? Okay, no. Oh no. Okay, we'll be fine. Sorry.
Oh wow, a gay who's afraid of spiders.
I'm not afraid of spiders. I just don't want to like smack my screen and then my screen goes black. Okay. Oh.
Okay. Anyway, second. Country singer Maren Morris raises $100,000 for trans youth.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
In what capacity?
The singer made waves after calling out Brittany Aldean, the wife of fellow country star Jason Aldean, for transphobic remarks made in an Instagram post about cosmetics. It's so easy to like not be a scumbag human, Morris wrote. Sell your clip-ins and zip it, insurrection Barbie. While LGBTQ fans thanked Morris and Cassidy Pope for calling out Aldean, not everyone was supportive. Last week, Brittany appeared on Fox News' Tucker Carlson Tonight, where the conservative anchor agreed with Aldean's transphobic remarks, labeling Morris a lunatic country music person for getting involved. The middle singer took the title and ran with it, creating a charity shirt emblazoned with the saying, as well as the crisis hotline for trans youth. Over the weekend, Maren revealed the shirts have raised $100,000 and counting for GLAAD's transgender media program and Trans Lifeline.
That's really nice. I love that.
All right, so.
Holy shit. Okay.
So cheers to you, Maren Morris.
Absolutely. Thank you. There's not that many people out there. Okay, I should say there's not that many people in like a direct spotlight doing like raising money for like trans youth. Like they'll raise awareness for it, but to like actually contribute to it is like another story. And that's
it really is great how like she took something that Tucker Carlson called her and just set and sold shirts with it and to raise money for trans youth.
I mean, that's kind of like what happened with the Hillary Clinton nasty woman thing. Although she was not responsible for that. There was other people making the shirts.
That's true. But
so it's good that she caught it first.
Like a reclaiming thing, and it's great. We stand.
Absolutely, I love that.
Okay, so Peppa Pig introduces first same-sex couple on the show.
Okay, what the fuck? Okay, first of all, I didn't know that show was still running.
Oh yeah, it still is.
Okay.
So for the first time in its 18-year history of the popular animated English series Peppa Pig, the show has introduced a same-sex couple. In a recent episode, which aired on Tuesday, September 7th, Penny Polar Bear, a schoolmate of Peppa's, draws a picture of her family stating, "I'm Penny Polar Bear. I live with my mummy and my other mummy. One mummy is a doctor and one mummy cooks spaghetti. I love spaghetti." The introduction follows a 2019 petition calling for the inclusion of same-sex couples on the show, which garnered more than 23,000 signatures. It may have taken some time to finally make the shift, but we're glad to see one more of the popular kids shows is a little more queer, making space for a lot of families to feel seen. Sorry.
Kevin, I just watched you commit hate crime with that accent. First of all, I'm not okay with that.
A hate crime against who? Colonizers?
Kevin, okay, you're the same one that said you were saying Janet was appropriative. Okay, so I'm holding you.
It was. That was appropriative of Japanese culture.
Kevin, no, if you learn how to speak Japanese, then it's not appropriate. If you dressed up and like kabuki makeup, then that would be appropriative. But to just say the words.
Technically,
we're not going to get into semantics over cancelable offenses. Let's talk about gay lesbian polar bears.
If you thought the accent was bad or inaccurate, just say that.
I thought the accent was bad and inaccurate.
Okay, fine. Then fine. Anyway,
I can see
so
I'm
this
getting
this
to
whole
you.
thing,
It's really
I can tell.
me.
What?
I can see I'm getting to you. It's really tickling me.
Okay, yeah, you.
Here's the thing. I believe this bad attitude is all because of the Pinocchio remake. So I'm gonna have to give you some therapy to talk about it.
It's partially.
Okay. Well,
no,
let's
it's not
continue.
because of the Pinocchio remake. Okay, I got exactly what I expected. It's because you made me watch it. Anyway, so back to this Peppa Pig thing. I know that conservatives are gonna lose their shit over this. They're gonna be calling the show like they're gonna say, "Oh, this is all they're grooming the kids," like as if Republicans aren't trying to make like fucking child marriage legal.
Yeah. Like 10-year-old baby farms. It's absolutely fucking repulsive, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah. This actually brings to mind what I think it was 2 years ago. Blue's Clues did a Pride Parade.
That's right.
YouTube
yeah,
video.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I remember it dropped while I was at work and I watched it. I was like, this is so sweet and wholesome. I loved it. And I was sharing it across all platforms. What was
There's something about the Blue's Clues Pride Parade that's actually going to be relevant to another story later on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But so just keep that in mind.
I do remember like when it came out, I shared it across all social media and I was like, this is really cute. I love the inclusivity and everything. And then I just watched as the dislikes slowly started to eclipse the likes. This was when you could still view how many dislikes a video had on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, right. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, all of these people are literally just telling their peers like, hey, go and dislike this video to like let Blue's Clues know that we don't like their message of gay people existing, because it's literally just a bunch of families on floats riding by and being like, this float has two mommies, this float has 2 days, this float has a mommy in a wheelchair, but it's a literal pride parade. Mm-hmm. And like, I remember just being so disheartened. But now, like, actually, I should say, before they removed the dislike view option, it had more likes than dislikes. And I was like, this is just like the perfect example of like, we're out here, we exist, and we are the majority. So like, we can't be silenced. It's very cute. Go watch it. But also check out the lesbian polar bears.
Yeah. I don't know. I just got to say, like, I saw people were upset about the whole, okay, you remember our first episode? I talked about the lesbian couple in Camp Cretaceous.
Yes.
There were parents that were upset about that too. And that was a show where people got killed in every other episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. That show had a really high kill count for a children's program.
Would you consider that like a horror like show?
Not really, especially considering all the deaths were technically like heavily censored, but like they still happened. Like people still died on that show.
Yeah.
So, and parents were like, "Oh, I can't let my kids watch this." It's like you're letting your 5-year-old watch a show where people get like stomped on and eaten by dinosaurs, but like you draw the line at like 2 gay kids. All right.
It just speaks to the evil of these people, but that's whatever.
Okay. All right. Next thing, Shangela makes history as the first drag entertainer to compete in Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, okay. I'm not a big Shangela fan.
You're not?
No, I found the Hallelujahs very cute for exactly 1 minute, and then it was like, oh, shut up. Here's the thing. The looks and the the presentation take the cake. Like, I will say they are a phenomenal drag performer, but just like, I don't want to watch them. I would rather watch somebody else, you know?
All right. So yeah, they're going to be on Dancing with the Stars season 31. Their partner will be Gleb Savchenko.
Why don't you ever learn how to pronounce these names before you come on the show? Last week it was like fuckwa twigs. It's like absolutely dying, and now you're doing it again. How am I supposed
to learn how to pronounce them?
You can absolutely Google it.
It's just words, Connor.
Yeah, I know, but they usually like literally
Wait a minute.
Google how to pronounce, enter the name, and you will guarantee to find a pronunciation guide. Guaranteed. With names out there like Uzo Aduba and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know.
This guy doesn't even have a freaking like. This person doesn't even have a. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wait. It is a he, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. This guy doesn't even have an Instagram handle, so like I kind of doubt that like Google will tell me how to pronounce his name.
Okay. Fine. Just let your flaws flow then.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so the show will premiere on Disney Plus on September 19th.
September. Oh my God, that's so soon. Holy shit.
Trace Lysette made history as the first trans woman to headline a film at the Venice Film Festival's main competition.
Okay. What was the category? What am I trying to say?
She received a nearly 12-minute standing ovation for her leading role in Andrea Palaoro's Monica. In the 90 years since its inception, Lysette is the first trans woman to headline the film in the festival's main competition. The story of the film focuses on a trans woman who returns home to take care of her mother, who doesn't recognize her. When asked about the film project's reception, Lysette told LGBTQ Nation, "They stood and they clapped. I felt pretty chill for the first few minutes, and then I guess after 5 minutes or so, I just felt all this emotion because I kept thinking, aren't we done here?" Naturally, she began to cry, adding, "I tried to hold it in, but I looked back at my friend Johnny Sibilli, and he was in full-on tears. Other people were too. And that sent me. Huge congrats to Trace Lysette for an honor well-deserved."
Absolutely. Now, that's a movie I would see. That has not been done
that
before.
Sounds interesting.
Absolutely. Oh, man, that's so sweet. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Okay, so finally, last story.
Okay.
Nina West has been casted as drag legend Divine in the new Weird Al biopic.
The term is cast, not casted.
Oh, well.
I went to theater school. I know this. But, okay.
Oh,
it's a John Waters biopic.
No, Weird Al biopic.
I would rather see a John Waters biopic, but okay.
What?
I would rather see a John Waters biopic, but okay.
Well, okay. That's not what it is, Connor. It doesn't matter what you'd rather see.
Yes, it does. I matter. My opinions and wants matter, Kevin. How dare you? I will not be silenced.
So the RuPaul's Drag Race star who took home Miss Congeniality in season 11 will portray the iconic drag performer Divine in the upcoming Weird Al biopic. West will appear alongside Daniel Radcliffe, who plays the titular parody musician in what's being called a larger-than-life loose adaptation of Weird Al's rise to fame. It isn't Nina West's only connection to the raunchy Pink Flamingos icon either. They have both played Edna Turnbland in Hairspray. Divine is just one celeb whose likeness will be a part of the film. Evan Rachel Wood is set to play Madonna, and Quinta Brunson appears as Oprah. We're already gagged. Weird. The Al Yankovic story premieres on the Roku channel November 4th.
Okay. Wow.
All right. And this is relevant because Nina West hosted that Blues Clues Pride Parade that you mentioned earlier before.
That's actually really cool. Okay. When does this movie come
out? November 4th.
Damn. Okay. Here's the thing. Like, I actually was gonna mention this. Is it just me, or are movies dropping teasers and trailers like super close to launch day now. Like I feel like you used to get teasers like months in advance before a movie would drop, and then you would like have like months to hype it up. Now it's like literally you have 2 months to like watch this trailer and decide if you like it. It's like, is it just me?
I don't know. It does kind of feel like that a bit.
It just felt like I don't have enough time to like.
Well, I don't know. There's
it actually
so
might
many
work in that
movies.
favor because.
Because what?
Okay, so perfect example I think is Hocus Pocus 2, which comes out September 30th of this year. We only just got the first teaser trailer for it like a month ago, I think.
Yeah.
No, okay, maybe 2 months ago.
It was like 2 months, yeah.
Yeah. If you watch the teaser and you're excited, it's a sequel that you really want, you got the original actors. If you like only have 2 months before the movie drops, you're like still talking about it, you're hyping it up, you don't have time to like really sit and think like, is this going to be really good? Do I really care? Because if you sit with that like thought too long, it's going to be like you might talk yourself out of saying it, and you'll be like, oh, I'll wait up till it comes on Blu-ray. This way, people like the hype is still there, and people are like, oh, I'm going to be on Disney Plus September 30th, and I'm not going to miss it. So I feel like it's kind of like working in their favor almost.
Well, it's on Disney Plus, so you're gonna have plenty of time to check it out.
Yeah, but then there's like how many people are tuning in on launch day? Like how excited, how pumped up are people to actually watch this on launch day rather than waiting? Like that still applies to like, box office draw. Like, is the movie popular or is it a flop? Speaking of flops, Kevin.
Yes.
We have to talk about Pinocchio.
Okay, I guess we'll talk about Pinocchio. I don't know what to say about it because literally it's just every single other, Disney live action remake. So sure, okay. Connor, if this is going to be your hyperfixation of the week.
Oh, it's not. It's not. This
is
going
not.
to be. Okay. It is definitely not.
Okay. All right. So we're not going to put that banner up. Okay.
This movie is not nearly worthy of the title of hyperfixation. This movie is a flop. It is absolutely awful. And I needed you to share in my misery. And now you have done so. So thank you. But Kevin, I want to talk about
misery as it was just kind of inconvenience, but okay, sure.
That's somehow even worse. Like it's not even worth. Here's the thing.
No, because here's the thing. Out of the 3 Pinocchio movies that are coming out this year, this is like the least interesting one. Because you have that Russian animated one with Tom Kenny and Pauly Shore, which looks atrocious. I've seen reviews of it. It looks like it's atrocious, and I haven't actually seen it myself, but I really doubt that it's like any better than it looks.
I mean,
and then but it looks like it's entertainingly bad at least.
Yeah.
And then you have the Guillermo del Toro stop motion movie coming out on Netflix, and that one actually genuinely looks good. Yeah. And then you just have the Disney one where it's just like, oh, it's another live action remake. Okay.
And here's the thing. The way they're trying to go about this remake is trying to be like, it's the one, the only original. It's the Walt Disney classic that you know and love. And I'm like, it's really not on several layers. But I just, here's the thing, Kevin, I wrote notes. I have notes because
I can't believe you have notes. I
have so many notes. Okay. The first one at the top of the list, the CGI is almost abysmal. Like this is some of the worst CGI they've ever done in a live action movie. And I really I am very forgiving with CGI. I don't know CGI that well, but there's one point towards the end of the movie where Geppetto is sitting in a puddle of water and he's completely dry. I was just like, you actually CGI'd a puddle around his fucking legs? What the? It was the most weird. But then there's like the scene. Okay. I mean, I don't expect a lot of people to notice that, but I noticed it and I was like, this is really bad. But then another part was the puppet show where Pinocchio's dancing in Stromboli's puppet show, and he's got all these other like puppets in the back, and they just looked photoshopped in. That's the level of CGI that this movie was. It's rushed, it's lazy, it's really bad. So take that what you will, because this movie is 90% CGI. Tom Hanks is out here acting in a completely empty room with no other actors. He's still serving. Like, I will give that. I don't like his portrayal of Geppetto. I think it's Tom Hanks in a wig and a fake beard. Like, it's very much like he's not bringing anything new. He's not evoking the original Geppetto at all. It's just Tom Hanks playing dress up, and he still did good. I will give him that.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, but he didn't light a candle with his ass though.
He didn't light a match with his ass.
A match with his ass. Whatever, Connor. You know
Okay.
what I mean.
Those conjure two very different images, Kevin. I'm gonna say you disgust me. Anyway, I would like to go on to my next note. By the way,
Sure.
this is no holds barred for spoilers. If you are so like concerned, like, oh, I don't want spoilers for this Pinocchio remake, leave now.
Yeah, I wasn't either, and you refused to spoil the movie for me, Connor, last night. You
Because
told me, no, you have to see it for yourself. And after watching it, I'm like, no, I didn't. You could have just told me.
Kevin, I'm here to ruin your day, okay? And I think I've succeeded in that. But my next note I have is Pinocchio is now the spirit of Geppetto's dead child.
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
I mean, I don't know. I kind of felt like out of all the changes, I felt like, implying a backstory where, well, I don't really know if I call it implied, but like this backstory where like he had a wife and child and they both died. And it's like, okay, that does kind of add a little bit to his character, I suppose.
But here's the thing. It's very explicit that the blue fairy's magic, which by the way is complete bullshit. She's in the movie for like 2 seconds. She doesn't appear any other point. Like she was only in the original movie for 2 scenes, but now they removed one of those scenes. And it's just like, wow.
Was she in the movie for 2 scenes in the original? I don't remember.
Yes, in the original, when he's got the nose growing thing in the cage, she's just like, oh, Pinocchio, how did you get in here? I'll help you out if you promise not to tell any more lies. And then she unlocks the cage. In this one, he actually gets himself out of the cage, which is okay, self-sufficient, we stand, but it was like neither here nor there. But the blue fairy's magic in this version, like you see it shooting off of the wishing star, which of course is still a plot point.
Oh yeah, it reflected off of the photo. That's
it bounced off the photo of his dead child and into Pinocchio's body. And I was just like, this is disgusting. I hate it.
That was a little weird. Yeah, okay, I guess I do kind of see the implications there.
Okay, also, I was gonna say, like, oh, did you notice this? It is so smacking you over the head how easy it is to see and how hard it is to miss. Every single cuckoo clock on Geppetto's wall is a Disney
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. When I first saw Woody, I was like, oh, okay, that was a nice, like, blink and you'll miss it cameo. But then they just kept on giving them over and over. And they
got
Toy it in Story, your face.
Maleficent, Snow White. I was like,
Roger Rabbit.
It was like they're all cuckoo clocks. The one thing, okay, this is a weird fact about me. I have like a weird affinity for clocks. Like I love I sound like a crazy person, but I loved going into the Germany pavilion at Epcot and looking at all like the handmade cuckoo clocks on the walls that cost like $800, but they're so intricate and cool and whatever. And that, like, those clocks were a part of they were characters in the Pinocchio original version. Like they had a lot of personality to them, like Jiminy's interacting with them, so they had character and life and soul. This one, they're like, just throw Ariel onto it and like the kids will like it. That's I think the biggest takeaway from this movie is that it's soulless. Like it's really there's no charm, there's no like passion behind any of the actors' eyes, and it's just falling very flat.
Connor, Disney live action remake. Don't know what you expected.
Here's the thing. The bar was raised with that 2015 Cinderella remake. I'm waiting for somebody else to like bring that to the table, which we might actually get with the Little Mermaid remake coming out May of this year.
Here's the thing about the Little Mermaid remake. Like everyone on Twitter is like so crazy about it. And I'm gonna say something controversial here.
Oh boy.
Now I'm just not hyped. I'm just not hyped for it because here's the thing, because it's a Disney live action remake. I'm sorry, but you guys need to be reminded of that. Like, listen, like everyone on Twitter is so hyped about Halle Bailey as Ariel and so busy defending her from dumb racist people who are like, Ariel can't be black. Why'd they make Ariel black? It's like that doesn't matter. Because everybody got so everyone is so caught up in it that they forgot that this is a live action remake.
Yeah. I mean, again, like you said, I'm not like super hyped for it. I'm gonna see it. I will see it, but I
will too. To be honest, I will.
I'm just excited because here's the thing: remakes don't really need to exist when you have the original, but it is new vision and new life, and all art is valid. So I like seeing new takes and interpretations on stuff. So that's why I'm excited. I'm sure I'm going to be disappointed because every time you compare something to the original, like I am doing with Pinocchio, you're going to end up with a very disappointing movie. But that's neither here nor there. Kevin, I have so many more notes. I have to keep going.
Okay, but I just have one more thing to say about the Little Mermaid thing. I think they should have kept her red hair.
Her hair is still red. It's just like more of a natural red. It's not fire engine red.
Yeah, well, I think it should be fire engine red.
I agree. I was like, that's part of the iconic nature.
The reason her hair is red in the original is because it complements her tail.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The very few seconds that we actually saw of Ariel in this trailer, she's in her cavern, which has no natural light source coming into it. So I think once you actually get her like above the surface,
it had that hole in the top with the
but it's so dark. Like it's nighttime. That's when the ship is passing overhead and they're doing the fireworks.
It's the moon. I don't know. It's the moonlight then.
I'm just saying, once you get her above the surface during the daytime, like when she's talking to Scuttle or something, I'm sure it's going to be a much more brilliant hue.
Maybe. You're probably right.
Let's keep going.
Okay, anyway, you can keep going now.
Pinocchio is late from school exactly one time. And Geppetto's like, oh, I better pack up the cat and goldfish and go look for him. Like, he literally takes the goldfish.
Didn't he do that in the original, too?
He did that, but he was gone for like a couple of days. The entire movie takes a span of a single day. Geppetto actually brings that up towards the end. He's like, went through...
I know. They put that in the trailer, Connor. I know.
I did not see the trailer because I didn't care about this movie. But I was just like, the level of panic that this elderly man goes looking for a wooden toy. And it's just like, oh, fuck. But... Another thing, we have a new character in this movie. Her name is Fabiana. She is one of the puppeteers working in Stromboli's.
We have 2 new characters.
Yes, but I'm talking about the one new character.
Yeah.
Interrupt me again and I'll cut your tongue out. We're talking about Fabiana. She is one of Stromboli's puppeteers.
Okay.
And she uses a mobility aid. She has a fake leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they make it very like clear, like she is using like a fake leg. She is a dancer who unfortunately cannot dance anymore. And I don't want to be this person. I'm speculative, so I'm like coming up with all sorts of theories as to how it happened. I, for some reason, thought that like Stromboli like hobbled her so she couldn't run away from the puppet.
What the fuck, Connor?
Stromboli's a villain. I thought he was like being like, oh, you're gonna work for me, and I'm gonna like break your ankles so you can't run away. So she would express herself through this other puppet. I forgot the name of the other puppet. Some sort of ballerina puppet. Sabina, that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Sienna was the place that they were going to.
Right? Yes, that was it. And I was just like, wow. I thought they like really amped, because Stromboli's a very forgettable Disney villain. Let's be real. Like, he's not included in any of the lineups. He's not in the Hocus Pocus villain. I don't really consider him even the main villain of the movie. I would consider like
Pinocchio. Actually, there really is no main villain of Pinocchio. Pinocchio just has a series of like antagonists.
Yeah, and that's actually pretty cool. But it was just
wait, did I say protagonist or antagonist?
You said antagonist. You're good.
Okay.
But I thought it was really nice that we had some sort of disability visibility with this new character who did not need to exist.
Yeah, but her character was kind of pointless though.
100%. Like, she does nothing. She contributes nothing, and she's just here to like hopefully get Oscar bait for the best original song, and it was garbage. Oh my god.
It didn't fit the movie at all.
It really didn't. There's this one cute little moment where Pinocchio's stuck in his cage and he's like, you're a real human. I can't trust you. And then she's like, oh, I'll bring in my puppet to talk to him. And he's full whole hog, like ready to fuck this other puppet. It's hilarious. Like seeing this Pinocchio not knowing how to deal with the fact that he's attracted to a puppet. And he's just like, oh yeah, I trust you 100%. What do you need from me? But I thought that was cute. But again, she contributes nothing. She does not need to be here. But still.
This character.
Absolutely. Kevin, I need to talk now about Pleasure Island, which I honestly did not think they were going to still call Pleasure Island. I thought they were going to rename it, but I guess it is like a staple of Disney.
Why would they rename it?
It sounds gross. Kevin, Pleasure Island.
It does, but I don't know.
Sounds like that was another thing. Do you remember in the original iconic character who doesn't really do that much, but he's very like the coachman who takes the boys to Pleasure Island? Like, you can remember what he looks like just talking about him because he's very distinctly animated. He is now portrayed by Luke Evans, who played Gaston in the Beauty and the Beast remake,
Uh-huh.
and he gets the best song in the movie. He gets like the new best song. Like Luke Evans knows how to sing, and he hits a high note that makes me go weak in the knees, and I will listen to him anytime he sings. But
okay, simp.
Yeah, Kevin, look at Luke Evans and tell me you're not dead. You're not dead. I swear to God. Gag me.
I mean, yes, he is a very attractive man.
He is very handsome. And they made him ugly in this movie. They gave him like a fake nose and like pock marks all over his skin. I was like, I'd still smash. But I would still smash. Don't come for me. Anyway.
Okay, Connor, sure. You can thirst for Luke Evans, but whenever I thirst for somebody who's conventionally attractive, you roast me for it. You're like, you only like Abercrombie models. You only like men with abs. You're always like that, Connor. You always do that to me, and yet here you are doing the same fucking thing. Hypocrite.
Yeah, look who's catching on. Anyway, while we're on Pleasure Island, Pinocchio and Lampwick go on this, like, what is very clearly, like, if we were going to make this a theme park ride, this is what it would be type sequence. They get into like a little
way that could be an actual theme park ride.
Here's the thing: it would be like Avatar: Flight of Passage, where it's all like it'd be like soaring. You're just in front of a CGI screen while the thing moves.
Yeah,
that's how it would work. But they go down like fucking Candy Mountain. They go into a room where the entire thing is like kids shoplifting. Like it's literally like a store, and like the kids are encouraged to go and break windows and steal shit. And I don't know. It appeals to like bad kids. That's the whole point of Pleasure Island. But then they get to this one part where it's called like the de-evolution school, or it's like the head of, I don't know. It's a fake school where kids
school like, where they destroy it.
Where they destroy shit. But they do this one thing. I just found it so funny. They roll a piano, like a grand piano, out the front door and smash it on the pavement. And I was like, that's a little weird, but whatever. Then they cut to Pinocchio, but then they cut back, and the kids are kicking the shit out of this piano like it owes them money. And I was just like, what beef do these kids have with this like piano? It was the most confusing thing. Like I was gonna be like, you're throwing books out the window.
Maybe their parents made them play piano, and like they are like, I don't want to do that.
It was just very.
Like, I don't know. My parents made me play the trumpet. I didn't like doing that either. So
what?
Like, I don't know.
Your parents made you play the trumpet?
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
That's weird.
I guess technically the school made me play it, but whatever.
That was a weird thing. Like schools, like encouraged us, like with very veiled threats of like you have to learn an instrument while you're in our system. Like it was very threatening aura of like if you're not in like some sort of musical program, like you're not going to college. But that's another story.
and it's like look how useful that is now. I haven't touched a trumpet in freaking decades.
And that's why you're a virgin. Sorry. Sorry.
I'm sorry, correlation?
Trumpet. It's a metaphor for penis. Sorry. You made me say a bad word on the podcast, Kevin. Thanks a lot. Anyway.
You buzz on a penis? You go on a penis?
And that's why I'm a virgin. Anyway. I have more notes, Kevin. It doesn't stop.
Okay, keep going.
The moment where I said this is the best moment of CGI in the movie, it's while they're in Pleasure Island. Pinocchio's going through the room where they smash all of the cuckoo clocks, because that, of course, has to be an entire room that kids are dying to do, is smash cuckoo clocks. Pinocchio has this look on his face like I do at Halloween Horror Nights. Like, I'm not sure if I'm having a good time or not. It's just like, I don't know how to feel I'm here. Am I like, And I was just like, oh, that's actually like human emotion I can see coming out of him. So that was probably the best use of the CGI in that moment. But then, Kevin, we get to that part, the donkeys. Like everybody knows this part about Pinocchio is the kids turning into donkeys. Bad kids will turn into jackasses, which they still use the word jackass in this movie. I didn't think they were going to do that.
I didn't think they were either, because they censored out all this other stuff. So I'm like, okay, they're going to censor out pretty much anything bad, even when the whole point is that it's bad.
It actually took me by surprise. I was like, they said jackass. Like I clutched my pearls, especially with this like mild jump scare they had with Lampwick. Like he's growing the ears, the tail is coming out, and his head turns into a donkey, and then he just faces the camera all of a sudden, and it's very
that
like
CGI was so bad though. That was really bad. That was terrible.
That was absolutely,
and it was definitely scarier and much more effective in the original. But I can see kids being scared by this today. I can see that.
Here's the thing. The part that, like, the terrifying aspect is the kids, like, they're half human, half donkey. They haven't gone, like, complete. They're still talking. And they're crying for their mothers. And they're like, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And they're, like, being threatened with sold to the salt mines. Like, your mother's never going to find you again. You're going to die as a donkey. It's horrifying. And they kind of dropped the ball on this one. They just had Lampwick freaking out, which I liked it much better when all the kids were, like,
oh, yeah. What was up with the smoke monsters?
That's another thing. They do not explain this. There's these, like, smoky, like, monster things that are actually, like, taking the donkeys, ripping the clothes off of them, throwing them into the crates, and doing the labor to get the donkeys sold to the salt mines. They don't explain it at all, except for Luke Evans' character, the coach driver, like, uses them as, like, his, like, he's, like, chasing after Pinocchio while riding on the back of these smoke monsters. And it's like, what are you? What are you doing? I don't get it. I really don't.
I don't know. Maybe it was in the original fairy tale. I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of things in the original fairy tale Disney movie cut out and changed. Like, for example, they changed Monstro from a terrible dogfish to a whale because Disney was like, whoa, a giant dogfish? That's going to be too weird for people in this movie about a talking puppet and a talking cricket and an anthropomorphic fox and cat and all that stuff. But a giant dogfish? That's too weird. Let's make it a whale.
That's actually another thing they did. They changed Monstro from a whale into, like, some sort of eldritch, like, sea monster with, like, tentacles and, like, new appendages. And it's a far cry from how he was portrayed in the first movie.
Yeah,
but I thought it still worked.
He was never originally a whale to begin with. Like, Disney
I know, but he's also not a dogfish. Like,
no,
I feel like
he's not. But then again, the terrible dogfish wasn't, like, literally a dogfish. It was more like a sea monster that mildly resembles a shark.
All right.
It's a little more abstract than that. I do kind of like how Monstro kind of looked, you know, like a baleen whale, but, like, with teeth. Because like in the original movie, he looks like a sperm whale, but he's got, like, the roquels. I think that's what they're called. They're called roquels of a baleen whale. Those are the little, like, the indents in the skin of its throat, like to make its mouth expand.
Thank you for tuning into Serial, the only marine life podcast on the internet. Kevin went to school for marine biology for, I think, 2 years, and he's very proud of it.
No, just one.
Just one? Okay. So.
Yeah.
But, no, you actually made a very good point with, like, the way Monstro is constantly changing, like, in different adaptations. In that Jonathan Taylor Thomas live-action movie, it's implied that the guy that owned the puppet show turned into this, like, sea monster. Yeah. That's a movie I could sit and watch multiple times. But there was another, like, note I had here. The coachman, like, Pinocchio jumps off the cliff to escape the coachman, right? He's got the ears, he's got the tail, and he jumps off a cliff into the water. And the coachman says, a wooden donkey would have been worth a bleeding fortune. Just make one. Just make one. Like, hire a wood carver and make one.
I don't know about that.
No. I'm not buying this. It's like, oh, this donkey that's made out of wood is going to fetch me millions. No. Just carve one yourself and shut
like a living puppet when you're a puppeteer. Like, yeah, like I can understand how that would make you a lot of money, but like a wooden donkey, like I don't know why
if its leg breaks while moving a cart in the mines, it's now firewood. Like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's this really unfunny gag where Pinocchio is trying to catch Geppetto up on, like, the events of his day, and he's like, I did this thing, and then it goes on for an uncomfortable amount of time, and from beginning to end, it is unfunny. And I really hated it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just Oh, but Kevin, here comes the end of my list. Geppetto fucking dies.
Yeah, and then they ripped off Tangled in the ending.
Oh, here's the thing, Kevin. Geppetto fucking dies, and Pinocchio just starts humming When You Wish Upon a Star because he doesn't know what else to do. He doesn't know mouth to mouth. He doesn't know how to proceed. So he just starts humming.
Well, even if he did know mouth to mouth, I don't think it would work. He doesn't have lungs.
Exactly, right? But yeah, he doesn't know what else to do.
Pinocchio can eat. Did we ever see Pinocchio actually, like, drink any of that root beer or eat anything in this movie?
No, and yet he does in the original. He's eating No, he's not eating donuts. That was in the break room at Magic Kingdom.
What?
We had not Magic Kingdom. When I worked at Disney's Hollywood Studios, they had the break area in like the costuming building that had this giant mural of Pinocchio sitting in a chair holding a donut, like relaxing. And
Really?
in the original movie, it's Pinocchio sitting in a chair smoking a cigar. They don't do that anymore. So they just put a donut over it. So now my brain is like, oh yeah, he ate a donut in the movie. I've just been indoctrinated by the Walt Disney Company.
Wow.
But yeah, Pinocchio does the magical life-saving teardrop trademark. And Geppetto wakes up, but then Pinocchio says, Father, we have to follow that light.
Yeah.
Metaphor for his death.
Yeah.
But then Kevin, here's the gag. Pinocchio does not become a real boy.
Yeah, I just felt like it almost felt like they just didn't film the ending and they were like, okay, you know what, we're done here.
Yeah, no, the movie. Oh my God, Kevin, the entire point of Pinocchio, his entire reason for existing is I want to become a real boy. Every adaptation of Pinocchio has included him turning into a real boy. Disney said, nope, he's more marketable this way. What the fuck? Gag. I am so disgusted. It was maybe the worst movie I've seen all year. So I know I said that about the Return to Oz, Dorothy's Return, whatever. This one might have taken the cake.
I don't know if I'd call it the worst movie all year, because I mean, it was pretty much just like the original movie, but just worse.
You were coming for my wig saying, you made me watch this horrible movie, and now you're just like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Screw you.
Yeah, because I thought that this was going to be like an awful movie that we would have so much to talk about. But like, honestly,
I had a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
you didn't. Oh, here's the thing. Take notes next time you watch a movie. You'll have plenty of material, guarantee.
I don't know.
Kevin, all of this time we've spent talking about Pinocchio, I haven't even gotten to my hyperfixation of the week.
So can I just guess what it is?
Go off, Queen, go.
So is it the Don't Worry, Darling drama?
No.
Because we never talked about that.
Although we should.
We should.
Is
it the Queen dying?
She died?
Connor.
Kevin, don't you think I would have brought that up at the beginning of the show?
I mean, I don't know, maybe.
No, it's not about the Queen dying.
Is it Trisha Paytas being pregnant? Is it the Queen possibly being reincarnated as Trisha Paytas' baby?
No.
Is it Lea Michele's debut on Funny Girl? Broadway debut in Funny Girl?
No. Stop trying to guess, because
Lea Michele way too much on this podcast.
Absolutely. We're going to have to have her as a guest. Otherwise, it's like
a
prophecy that won't be
fulfilled. Read this.
Right. No, Kevin.
That's all she has to do to disprove the rumors. She just has to read something, but she's like, that's ridiculous. If I couldn't read, could I do this?
I fucking hate you. Kevin, the banner is up. It is my podcast topic now.
Okay.
One of the movies that was announced at D23, which is where like all of these trailers dropped from, obviously. We've been talking about it for hours. One of the things that was discussed at D23 was the Haunted Mansion remake that is going to be coming out, I believe, March 10th of 2023. Okay. Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be playing Madame Leota. Like, it's... I don't think it's a direct remake. I really hope not. But it is a new take on the Haunted Mansion property being made into a movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I hope it's not a remake, because, like, you know.
Here's the thing: I hope it's not a remake, but I hope we have like a bus stop bench in the background that just has Evers and Evers Real Estate. That would be cute.
It would. Okay.
But no, this actually got me thinking of the original Haunted Mansion attraction, of which I am a huge fan. The old glowing thingy in the background, that's the bride. She's my favorite. Mm-hmm. Kevin, I would like to show you a picture, and if you can tell me who this is, I'll buy you dinner.
Okay.
Let's find out. Magic photo appearing.
Oh, that's the Hatbox Ghost.
Kevin, that is the Hatbox Ghost. Yes.
So wait, Kevin, so you owe me dinner now?
Sure, fine, fine.
Damn,
Kevin,
bitch, I thought this was gonna be hard. You didn't think I knew who the Hatbox Ghost was?
No, I didn't.
You thought it was a basic bitch?
Yes, Kevin. Let me continue. The Hatbox Ghost, as you clearly already know, is an animatronic in Disneyland's Haunted Mansion, not Walt Disney World, Disneyland's, that had been missing from the Haunted Mansion for an insane amount of time. The Haunted Mansion originally opened in August of 1969, featuring a very like similar but not completely identical version to what we have today. Almost everything in the Haunted Mansion is like pretty much the same. Only a couple of things got a few reworks. But the one thing that the kicker, 1969, the Haunted Mansion opens. This guy is sitting inside the Haunted Mansion. And I would like to show another photo I believe I have another photo. Yes, what we have here is a flash photo taken from inside the ride in August of 1969, showing the Hatbox Ghost, proving that he was indeed inside the attraction at this time. Now, when the ride first opened, it was already a hit before it even opened, right? It was like people talking about, like, you know, the hype. Everybody's just like excited about this ride. The merchandise is flying off the shelves, books, records, what have you. And this guy is on all of it. Like, he's more or less the icon of the Haunted Mansion in like the merch that you can find in the parks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere, somehow, during testing phases before the ride opened to the public, the Hatbox Ghost was in place and ready to operate. The effect that the Hatbox Ghost was going to do is he's standing there holding this Hatbox in his hand. At intermittent moments, his head would disappear from his shoulders and it would reappear in the Hatbox that he's holding in his hand. And that was the entire gag. So the ride, like the animatronic works perfectly like in a controlled setting in like a studio when it's standing on a pedestal and you can control the lighting. Apparently, Disney Imagineers were saying, hey, when you're actually riding through the ride, you can see both heads at the same time. Sometimes you can't see either one. Like, it's like a very flawed system we got going on. Some point, the animatronic was pulled, and no one on the creative team knows what happened to it. It just vanished, as can this photo right now, actually. The ride, like, had opened to the public. They do soft openings with Disney parks attractions. They'll be like, let's see how many people can get through the queue in an hour. Let's give, like, you know, see, can we handle opening this on opening day? So there's a couple of videos here and there of people saying like, oh, I got a photo of Hatbox when he was still in the ride for like maybe a week. And then it just vanished. Nobody knows what happened to it. Nobody knows when it got pulled. Like, there were Imagineers during an entire day. You just sit in the Doom buggies for 2 hours and you watch the animatronics run. You see if there's anything that needs to be fixed and you communicate with your team members. Somewhere in the middle of that test run, the animatronic vanished and nobody knew what happened to it. And that's like kind of like the big thing with like a lot of the fans of the ride saying that like, oh my gosh, like this is like a great mystery. What happened? And I don't want to use the term lost because you guys love to make fun of me for my concept of lost media, even though this isn't media. God damn it, Pod Daddy, take that banner away. But this was like people foaming at the mouth. What happened to it? What happened to it? What happened to it?
What happened to it?
Right? Despite the character not appearing anywhere in the actual ride, they used him in all the merchandise, yada, yada. Big fan base. Like, even in Walt Disney World, where he never even existed. He never existed in Walt Disney World because the Disneyland version opened, he disappeared. Walt Disney World opened, he was never there. And he's still on all the merchandise, the t-shirts. I have a sweater with him upstairs that I bought at Walt Disney World. Never existed. May 9th, 2015, he gets officially reinstated in the Haunted Mansion with a new animatronic, new technology, and he has found his permanent home in the Disneyland attraction. However, he's only there for 6 months out of the year because Haunted Mansion Holiday will take over, and he's replaced by a giant snake, like the present gobbling snake in the Haunted Mansion Holiday. So, like, I just found
Which
this
is up right now.
It is up right. That was another thing. Like, this. Did you know the Haunted Mansion Holiday isn't just like you know, for Christmas or just for Halloween? It's there for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think it was that hard to get. I thought it was like a very rare occurrence that you could see. No, it's there for like half the year.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, like, they should just make just A Nightmare Before Christmas permanent attraction at Disneyland. I think at this point.
I don't know. I think there's something to the charm of like having the overlay.
But don't you want to actually go on the Haunted Mansion like during Halloween?
I would, yes, 100%. I agree with you 100. But that's why you go to Walt Disney World.
Yeah, but then you have to go to Florida.
I know, it's a punishment, but that was, God. Anyway, the Haunted Mansion's Hatbox Ghost obviously has a huge legacy. People are still campaigning for him to be installed in the Walt Disney World attraction because there is clearly room for him. There's literally a stack of hat boxes across the ride path from the bride. And it's like, it writes itself. Just bring him in. And he can actually shine for 24/7 as opposed to only like 6 months out of the year. Also, in this new movie that is coming out in 2023, the Hatbox Ghost has also been not confirmed, but heavily speculated to be in the movie. And Kevin, do you know who is speculated to be playing him?
I do, actually.
Would you like to say it for me? I don't want to speak the name.
Mr. Morbentime himself, Jared Leto.
No. Jared Leto.
Yep, and you know, Jared Leto, he's actually been preparing for this role for 15 years. If you don't believe me, look up, Google Jared Leto 15-year-old.
Kevin, don't. No, Kevin. Kevin, don't encourage people to Google stuff. I don't trust you anymore. Kevin, you're nasty. Anyway, that was in its entirety my hyperfixation of the week. At some point, as we get closer to spooky season, I want to talk to you. I could go on about the Haunted Mansion. It is my favorite attraction, but I have a special spot for Little Miss Thing, the bride. So you can look forward to that, to a hyperfixation later on in the future, in the weeks to come. But that was it entirely.
I have a question. Does the bride have a canon name? Because I've heard several different versions. Like there's Constance Hatchaway and something else. I don't remember what the other ones were, but there's other ones.
That is the name that she is currently using in her current incarnation at Walt Disney World. But
what about Disneyland, though?
Same thing. Constance Hatchaway.
Sure?
I am positive.
Okay.
Yes. So that is she has gone through one hell of an evolution, and that will come later on. I'm not going to get too far in because we've already been talking for an hour, Kevin.
Yep. And we haven't talked about the Don't Worry Darling drama or the Queen dying.
We can absolutely do that. It's our show. We have power here, not them.
Okay, let's talk about the Don't Worry Darling drama. Yeah, are you team Olivia or team Florence?
Kevin, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Do I have to talk about the whole thing? Do I have to
yes, because the audience isn't going to know. If my mom's listening to this, she's not going to know what you're talking about.
They probably do by now. This happened last week.
I clearly don't know, so please appeal to the stupids.
Okay, so basically in this movie, Olivia Wilde said, you know what? Hollywood's not treating me with respect as a director because I'm a woman. So fuck it. I'm going to act like a man. I am going to cheat on my husband. I'm going to cheat on my fiance with a much younger person. And then I'm going to leave my fiance for my much younger lover. And then I'm going to cast said lover in my movie, even despite and I'm not going to give a damn what my other stars think about it. And also I am going to reach out to my other actor that was fired from the movie due to domestic abuse allegations, and reach out to them and support them and belittle my female cast members who are uncomfortable with them.
This is all stuff that Kenneth Branagh has done.
She said that that like what I said, Olivia Wilde was like, fuck it, Hollywood's not going to take me seriously as a female director, so I'm going to act like a man.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. Here's the thing. You're like very clearly disregarding the thoughts and emotions and feelings of your cast. Like, I'm all for like, don't worry about my business type stuff, but it's like you're bringing like a really bad vibe into the room by doing shit like that. And
that's why Florence Pugh is not doing press interviews is not doing any kind of press for this movie. She's just showing up at red carpets and showing up at premieres, but like she's not doing any interviews for the movie. And I understand why, because, and you know, at first it kind of seems like it's unprofessional of her, but like people are just going to be asking her about this drama, and like she clearly doesn't want to talk about it. So like I kind of don't blame her for not doing that. Also, even if this movie flops, I think that she'll be all right, because she's the next Black Widow, so, you know, she's got that Marvel money.
Okay, good point. Wow. Dang, I didn't know about all of this.
Meanwhile, Harry Styles, throughout all of this, is just being, like, the freaking, like, dumbest himbo.
And not even, like, a fuckable himbo. It's just like, oh, I'm concerned for your mental well-being.
He's like, in interviews, he's like, this movie is like a movie. It's like cinema. It's a film. Like,
Cinema.
it's like, and like meanwhile, like Chris Pine is like disassociating from his body. Like he's like astral projecting. Like he's so done with everything. He's just astral projecting himself out.
Let's talk about that. Did Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine?
No, he did not.
How do you know?
That Chris Pine, because I've seen other angles of the video, and I've seen like it up close. You don't see any spit come from Harry's mouth, and you just see, and also Chris Pine was definitely high out of his mind.
Yeah.
And the rumors and people are saying that he just the reason why he was looking down on his lap is because he just realized he was looking for his sunglasses, but didn't realize that he put them on his lap. And so he put him on so he could take a nap during the movie.
That's really hilarious. I love that. Okay. So anyway, as long as nobody gets spit on, that's all right.
So, yeah, so we're clearing that up. Yeah, and then the Queen just so happened to have died, right? And then everybody stopped talking about this drama. Where were you when the Queen died, Olivia? I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying, where were you?
Kevin, can we talk about the fact that the Queen had the decency to die on Lea Michele's opening night on Broadway?
Yeah.
Like she went through World War II, she went through 9/11, she went through COVID.
Wait. Where was Jane Lynch when the Queen died?
Not at Funny Girl, that's for fucking sure.
I'm not accusing anyone of anything. Or worse, you could be Kanye West. Oh yeah, what's Kanye West? What did Kanye West do when the Queen died? He was like, "I'm gonna let go of all drama" or something.
Yeah, he made a tweet saying that I am letting all of my grudges go because life is precious,
except for the one against my wife, my ex-wife.
Yeah, he was like,
sorry. Wait, did they officially divorce?
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, no, Kanye West, I there's absolutely nothing that could ever get me on Kanye West's side. If like he's for something, I'm against it.
Yeah.
Like
really, Kanye is
God, that man is
I don't know why people like him. I really don't. Like, I don't get it.
That's the thing. And if you ask anybody that says they're a Kanye West fan, it's always like, oh, he's a musical genius. He's a lyrical.
They always say he's a genius. They always say that. It's like, yeah, I guess his songs sound all right. But
no. Scoop de Poop is not lyrics. Fuck you.
Scoop de Poop.
I swear to God. And he's like, I am the smartest person on the planet. I am a genius. It's like, you are a fucking idiot. That's another story. Never mind.
I just remember that one interview where he said that he was like Vanilla Von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph.
What?
Yeah, he was like, you know that glitch girl from Wreck-It Ralph? I'm like her because nobody understands me. But I'm actually
no,
special.
Nobody understands you because you're like Nell. Okay, you're out here spewing irreputable, like incomprehensible, and barely English garbage. Okay, that's why we don't fucking understand you, because you've been out of contact with humans for the past 20 years.
Yeah, but he thinks that he's like Penelope von Schweetz.
No, he's a fucking moron. Sorry. Anyway, Kevin. This is actually okay. This might be a little dark, but it's been coming across my TikTok very recently. Suicide Prevention Week did roll around, and it just happened to be the same week that the Queen has died. And no matter what side you're on, whether you're happy the Queen has died or if you're sad for her death.
Well, I'll just say this, Connor. I do have both Scottish and Irish heritage. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, same. Okay, we made the point. There are a lot of people on TikTok who struggle with suicidal thoughts and have come up with their one of their coping mechanisms that helps them stay alive is creating a list of people that they want to outlive. And there's a lot of people being like, today was a bad day. My list is getting shorter. Like, and it's usually like bad people. It's like,
well, of course, yeah. Like that's
well,
the point.
It's like, but then there's other people that are like, oh man, I also watched Betty White die, and then there's people that are like, I'm gonna have to watch Julie Andrews die, and they're like, You know,
oh man,
it's like both sides of the thing. It's like people are being affected and are like, man, if too many more people die, I might not be here that much longer.
I mean, I feel like spite is a good method to, because it's like you want this bitch to outlive you. You sure?
Yeah, oh my god. No, it's like a little bit of victory. Like when somebody truly terrible dies, it's like I get to live in a world where they are no longer here, and that's a blessing.
Yep.
Oh,
it's like,
oh, Kevin, I forgot. Did you see the tweet from Funko after the Queen died?
No, what did Funko tweet?
The Funko Corporation is releasing a grayscale Funko Pop of the Queen to commemorate her death. It's a real thing.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to find a photo and send it to you.
This sounds like something that somebody would have like written into like the DALL-E
I know
the DALL-E AI generator. Like people wrote in like Margaret Thatcher Nendroid.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna have to play that game with you again.
Nendroid. Which Nendroids are just basically Funko Pops, but like, you know, for people whose parents paid for their college.
Yeah. But no, that was like, they're like, we honor the legacy of Her Majesty the Queen of England. Pick up your grayscale Funko Pop commemorating the end of her reign, or the end of her life, really. And I was just like, this is so fucking disgusting. It's like when they started selling tea towels with Diana's face on them the day after the paparazzi car crash. It was fucking nasty. Also, can we talk about the fact that, like, I'm now living in a world where the Queen is dead and Diana the musical is not running on Broadway. That's a crime against humanity.
But Hamilton is, and Hamilton's like, the Hamilton Twitter account was like, we're so sad that the Queen died. It's like
did you not read the script?
Condolences. It's like condolences to this person who just died from fuck this person who just died, the musical.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, Kevin, the Queen is dead, and
you know what other Broadway musical tweeted out their condolences? Back to the Future, the musical. Wow, thoughts and prayers from the people who can actually do something about it.
Kevin, that wasn't funny.
Yeah, it is. Connor, it's Back to the Future, the musical. They're time travelers. They can travel through time. It's like I'm sick and tired of your thoughts and prayers. Why don't you actually do something about it?
Kevin, I'm going to let you take that rage onto Twitter where you can ask them about it, because I think it's time we start wrapping up.
Probably.
All right. Well, Kevin, I had a truly terrible time talking with you about Pinocchio today. Even though
God, I didn't even get to talk about how that scene when they were in the whale reminded me of that Kingdom Hearts level where
that was another thing I wanted to say. Be like, oh yeah, there was this one point where Pinocchio just kept screaming, "Get me out of here!" for like an hour straight.
Yeah, that was when he got eaten by the parasite Heartless, which it's like he got eaten by something inside the stomach of something else.
He had a parasite. He had a tapeworm.
Yeah, it was like but like Pinocchio got like Inception eaten.
Here's the thing: we need to do
an entire podcast episode. The way I'm wording that kind of makes it sound like a fetish, but whatever.
Yeah, I know. But we could honestly go on for hours about the villain designs in the Kingdom Hearts games, because I would absolutely love to talk to you about that. So we'll put a note on that. But for now, I think we should say good night or good morning.
Okay, all right. You know what? We should wrap this up. That's true.
Yes,
good noon. Good noon.
If you guys enjoyed this really chaotic episode, you can follow us on Fruity Cereal at all social media at Fruity Like the Fruit, Cereal Like the Number. Kevin, where can we find you?
You can find me everywhere, pretty much everywhere except for YouTube at It's Kevin O'Lear, but you can find me on YouTube at Kevo Productions.
And you can follow me, Connor, at Connor Ephraim LI on Twitter, or at TikTok at Connor K Fitz. And you can also follow Fruity Cereal on the Empty the Bench podcast across all social media as well.
And make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Empty the Bench.
Empty the podcast.
Make sure to subscribe to the Empty the Bench podcast network YouTube channel.
Learn how to plug your own shit, Kevin, honestly. We will see you guys next Monday at 9 a.m. as usual. But until then, have a good rest of your day. It was a delight.
Stay fruity, my little fruit cakes.